It's 6 p.m. This is SNN, the Suncoast News Network, your local news leader.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Wilson, filling in for Don Brennan. Thanks for joining us here on the SNN Evening Edition. If you drove through Lakewood Ranch on Sunday and saw more than 200 women riding bikes in matching jerseys, well, you were probably wondering what was going on. SNN's Sydney Rell has all the details.
Here in Lakewood Ranch, the Village Idiots Club is hosting their 10th annual Women on Wheels bike ride event. Proceeds from the event go towards a Sarasota-based charity that combats human trafficking.
The Women on Wheels event is a great way for women to empower women and help fundraise. So last year raised $10,000 to help our cause, which as a nonprofit is in great need. So we appreciate it.
It's a feel-good event that we do get something good, give back to our community. But we wanted to do a ride that was unique. And we saw a need, and we energized ladies to work out and train for this, and it just turned out to be a great event.
The goal of the event is to give back to the community and raise awareness to drivers about being cautious when passing cyclists on the road. After a traumatic cycling experience, American ultra cyclist Amanda Coker says attending the Women on Wheels event meant so much to her.
Back in 2011, my father and I were in a very bad car accident where a car struck us while we were riding our bikes going over 55 miles an hour, and I thought I could never ride my bike again.
She finally got back into riding in 2015 and began breaking records. Coker has broken a total of 17 world records.
People would just come out from all over the world and just tell me how much I inspired them.
The ride had 2 different routes, and participants could choose to ride 20, 40, or 62 miles. In Manatee County, I'm Sydney Rell, SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
Thank you, Sydney. Riders came from all over Florida and even some from out of the state to attend the event. A Sarasota woman has a very rare disorder that affects 1 in 20,000 people. SNN's Brianna Boskert shares her story to kick off Porphyria Awareness Week.
The abdominal pain it's like lightning. It just rips through you. You feel like you're getting stabbed in the stomach.
Sarasota resident Nicole Castellano began feeling debilitating symptoms in her early 20s.
Extreme weakness. I was in a wheelchair for a very long time, and actually a doctor had told my mom and I, you just have to accept. And he told my mom, you have to accept your daughter's going to be like this for the rest of her life.
She began a 12-year journey of countless doctor appointments to try and find answers.
I had 9 abdominal surgeries looking for things, including a hysterectomy that I didn't need.
Finally, a doctor decided to test her for a very rare disorder, acute intermittent porphyria. It's a genetic disorder where toxic porphyrins accumulate in the body. She began infusion treatments right away.
This medicine is called Panhematin, and it saved my life. It saved so many people's lives.
Nicole then took up the challenge of running a marathon, and she did it to raise money for others with her disease.
Some people would reach out to me and say, you've given me a lot of hope that that you were in a wheelchair and now you're running, and it gives me hope that I'm going to change, be okay.
Nicole now works for the American Porphyria Foundation, using her experience to help others.
Talk to patients that they're crying, I'm not going to get my treatment. I'm like, I've been there, we'll figure it out. We're going to help you figure it out. And we just keep fighting until we do.
The average time it takes to diagnose porphyria is 15 years. One of the foundation's goals is to cut down that time.
We're just educating primary care physicians, because that's usually the first place that people go before they go to a specialist. And if they can think to test for it, we can catch it sooner and not have this huge delay in diagnosis.
Not every day is perfect, but Nicole is proof that with proper diagnosis and treatment, things will get better. Reporting in Sarasota County, Brianna Boskert, SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
Thank you, Brianna. If you would like to learn more about Porphyria or find out how you can get involved, go to our website, snntv.com. The U.S. Supreme Court is facing the most significant abortion-related dispute since Roe v. Wade, which was overturned last summer. The justices are considering a lower court ruling that would place restrictions on access to an abortion drug, and a decision could come this week. John Lornick reports.
Are we gonna back down?
Numerous abortion rights rallies were held over the weekend, including in Washington, D.C.
Extreme anti-abortion judges are attempting to steal
And Los Angeles, where Vice President Kamala Harris made a surprise appearance.
When you attack the rights of women in America, you are attacking America.
These protests come days after a Texas judge suspended the FDA's decades-old approval of the abortion pill mifepristone.
Kind of assertion that the principal basis of the court case in Texas was about the safety. And I think specifically it said that it was supposed to, the accelerated pathway was supposed to approve a drug to treat an illness. It is a stretch to call a pregnancy an illness.
Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito extending a lower court's hold on the ruling at least until Wednesday night to allow the justices to fully examine the issue. In the meantime, sides remain drawn.
In my state, we are a pro-life state. We have legislation which is far more pro-life than it is in, say, California. But the Californians keep their law and we keep our law, and that's the way it's going to work out nationally.
If any Republican thinks that voters have simmered down on the abortion issue, they are wrong. It's going to that is going to continue well into the next presidential race.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Thank you, John. The FDA has been the only authority in the U.S. to regulate drugs since the start of the 20th century. Now, one Suncoast organization is expanding to better serve the community. SNN's Christy Sultan tells us why.
40 Carats Family Center in Sarasota provides parenting education and counseling for children and families in need. After seeing a greater need for their services in the community, they are extending their campus with a new building and more staff.
We're very excited to be able to give access. One of the things that's very unique about 40 Carats is also that we serve absolutely everyone. We have a program to fit everyone's needs.
The expansion will allow 40 Carat Family Center to expand their services nearly triple the amount.
Counseling can be life-changing for children who've experienced trauma. It's very difficult for children to make sense of traumatic events, and therapy is a tool to help them make sense and integrate the trauma into their life and moving forward.
Their goal is to prevent childhood abuse and neglect by providing group and individual therapy.
Our community has a real lack of providers, particularly in youth and family, and so having 40 Carats filling that hole is just so important. And what we see that as our responsibility to our community.
40 Carats plans on finishing their expansion this fall. In Sarasota, Christy Sultan, SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
Thank you, Christy. Their new campus will be located on Cattleman Road. Now, here at SNN, we are officially dog people. So with that in mind, if you need a dog in your life, we have a solution. Here's SNN's Alex Vaughn with the story.
Pups and Pints brings together beer, live music, and furry friends. Things get rolling at 5 p.m. this coming Thursday at the Mellow Mushroom on South Trail, south of Clark Road. Pups and Pints will raise money and awareness for the Humane Society of Sarasota County. Mellow Mushroom's owner Karen Atwood expects to host and, yes, adopt 20 dogs.
It'll be indoors and outdoors, so come join us. Bring your pup, and maybe if you're in the market for a new pup, be open to that, and hopefully we'll get some dogs adopted.
Motorworks Brewing Company is partnering with Mellow Mushroom for this event.
We have all sorts of different beers. We have a lot of microbrews. We have a lot of local stuff as well. And right now we have the adoptable lager on, where all the $1 from every beer sold goes to the Humane Society.
The live music performer will be Brittany Zeff. Mike and Barbara Gleason, customers, say the food is fantastic.
And they run a really good deal here on the weekdays. You can get a slice of pizza and a drink and a salad, or your choice of whatever you want, but you can buy it by the slice during the week, which is really great. It's a great deal. And the food is excellent.
Yeah, it's our favorite pizza.
If you bring your dog, you will have to keep them outside with the vendors and live music. Reporting in Sarasota, Alex Vaughn, SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
Again, the address of the Mellow Mushroom is 6727 South Tamiami Trail. And in more news, Selby Gardens is hosting a multi-sensory Earth Day This free education event targets all ages. There will be learning stations with sensory-oriented activities like sight, smell, hearing, taste, and of course, touch. The event will be held on April 22nd from 10 in the morning until 12:30 in the afternoon. For more information, you can visit selby.org. Justin Mosley has your weather authority forecast. That's our chief meteorologist right there for you.
All right, thanks, Erica. We've got gusty winds coming in on a northwest flow behind our front that brought us to showers and thunderstorms earlier this morning. A lot of heavy rain, in particular in Manatee County. Northwest wind in Bradenton at 20 miles an hour, 25 in Sarasota, 23 down in Venice. The comfort forecast, again, our dew points falling into the 40s as we head overnight tonight and through the day tomorrow. So the air is invigorating, feels nice and refreshing out there right now with the breeze up. Skies are mostly clear. All the rain showers are moving to the east of the Treasure Coast and also the Palm Beaches. Dew point right now is at 54, but again, that number will fall overnight tonight. You can see the northwest winds continuing to northeast as we head overnight and into the day tomorrow. And those morning lows are going to start off into the 50s, so by 3 o'clock in the morning, we'll be at 63, but again, as we head towards daybreak, expect the 50s. Maybe a light sweater or jacket may be necessary. Come back and update our 7-day in just a few.
Thank you, Justin. Coming up on the evening edition, authorities in West Palm Beach are investigating after residents found anti-Semitic flyers on their property. More details after the break.